Hello. I'd like to talk to you about synchronicity because I believe that meaningful coincidence is the magic of the universe. It is symbolic, it is coincidental, and proves that our whole existence is all about consciousness and that we are one with the universe because all things are conscious. That consciousness is what the universe is. It's made out of matter and energy, but it really is generated from consciousness. Synchronicity proves this because something happens in the outside world that seems to have a personal connection to your own life in such a way that's undeniable and sometimes not only magical, but I've had synchronicities witnessed by other people that have superseded this life. And it's apparent, rational, and existential mechanical processes that so many people believe in. Transcends that whole existential rationalist empiricist view that the universe is a machine that is not conscious. Now, I've had many synchronicities over the years, many dreams of the future that are unexplainable. My John Lennon dream when I was 17 years old was a life script that told me I would have a long artistic life and spend most of it in obscurity. But that in the end, my artistic life would bring me happiness and success. And it has. Now, I try to think back to the first synchronicity in my life. I can't remember that, but I can tell you that on the day John Lennon died, I said to a friend, I don't feel old, but on the day John Lennon dies, then I'll be old. I'll get myself a cabin in the woods and rock my life away because my life will be over. 3 hours later, John Lennon assassinated in New York City. So, when that happens, you get to the point where you cannot deny the existence of some kind of poetic mind of the universe that knows what you're going through and cares about you. The universe, the cosmic mind, shown by the galaxies and galaxy clusters in our cosmology of the universe, same exact pattern as the synapses, nerve fibers, and pathways in our brains. Same exact pattern, a branching pattern. Same exact pattern that is the forest underground of roots and fungi in a forest underground. That is the consciousness of the forest. Now, all of life is consciousness. The Big Bang was a thought that exploded into the universe. The thought was God's thought of, I want somebody to love. I'm sick of being here all alone in the void, shining out with nobody to love but myself. And that thought created an infinite number of multiverses. And we live in an infinite infinity. And the universe wants us to know that. So on the day my sister was murdered, the day after she was murdered, I saw her spirit dancing on the clouds, gave me a nod, gave me a smile, stepped through a golden doorway in the sky and was gone. I wasn't dreaming. I was wide awake. It was in the morning of, in May, in the spring of 1991, and my dad was standing right next to me. He didn't see her, but I did. She was quite surprised that I could see her spirit. But as a shaman, I did. I was 34 years old. That is often an age in which cosmic consciousness comes to people, and it came to me. A few days later, I was walking to my sacred field in my hometown where I did many prayers on a hillside that I felt was the most beautiful view in the world, and I would often go there for prayer and solace, meditation. I wanted to show this field to my girlfriend at the time, and I happened to say to her just a couple of days after my sister's murder, every car that goes by us all the way over there to that field will be red. 9 cars went by us. They were all red. And when we got to the field, there was a red car in the middle of the field, which I'd never seen. The farmer drove his little car out there to do some planting. My girlfriend said, "How did you know that?" And I said, "Well, I knew the Great Spirit wouldn't deny me that if I said it. And I knew it because I'm going through a baptism of blood. And I've been seeing red cars anyway." Now, when I was in Boston, Massachusetts in the 78, I saw a woman on a bridge contemplating suicide, and I talked her out of it, brought her home. On the way home from that, I was walking over a bridge with a plaza below me, and I don't know if they just unloaded a bunch of yellow Volkswagens from the factory, but the whole plaza filled up with yellow Volkswagens. And I took it as some kind of synchronistic sign. And ever since then, whenever I see yellow Volkswagen bugs, I know that I'm on a mission from God. Believe it or not, it's a personal symbol between me and the universe. And just recently, heading up to see my brother who's going through a very difficult time of grief, I saw a yellow Volkswagen, and it had a black cover on it that I often see when my work involves grief. The universe knows what we're going through and will show us through synchronicity. Meaningful coincidences that happen in the outside world but have a personal meaning to you. They often come to you as signs or symbols, interactions with animals, coincidental chance meetings. I was coming home from a live adventure role play event where I was a demon hunter and we had hunted down a demon. We stopped at the Roscoe Diner on the way home, still in our costumes, and the restaurant got a big kick out of it. We were sitting around the table with our costumes on, and we told them we'd just come from this masquerade theater party, and we had overcome the demon Dirkus, which is sacred backwards. Nice job, boys. That was a good one. I'm sitting at the table with my twin brother and my girlfriend and other people, and this young man comes up to the table and says to my brother, "Are you Jamie Mandolare?" He goes, "No, but he is." He pointed to me. He didn't happen to see me. Well, this young man, maybe 20, 25 years earlier, had been a client in a outpatient mental health outpatient drop-in center called Karma that I volunteered in as a very young teenager. I worked the suicide lines. I learned counseling techniques and psychology in an internship in this place for a few years. One of the clients was this person, this man, I forget his name. But when he was young, he used to have these terrible attacks until one night he lost his mind and I had to restrain him, which means to physically limit a person by sitting on them and holding them down while they go through an emotional tantrum. And he did that, and I restrained him. And he told me at the time that he felt that he was possessed by a demon and that by wrestling him, I had wrestled the demon out of him. And he was never bothered by this so-called demon ever again. Now, I don't believe in demons myself, but this is exactly what happened. I'm coming back from a fictional, theatrical demon hunt, and this guy comes up to the table. Now, that is just amazing to me, and just another example of synchronicities that have happened to me my whole life. Look for them, and they will look for you. Synchronicity is the proof that there's much more to life than just a few quickly passing years here on Earth, and that we are part of an eternal existence. Our consciousness changes form. Sometimes it's like a particle of matter, it's in physical form. And sometimes, like a photon of energy, it's in a pure energetic form. We oscillate between these two states of being and live forever in a cyclic, oscillating existence between physical lifetimes and purely spiritual, dreamtime, therapeutic, psychic experiences. And synchronicity is the proof of it. Thanks for listening. And remember, if you see the magic sees you. Thanks for listening.